How's it going? So in this video, we're going to be checking out Virgil. This guy is the second of the two Battle Pass units. I kind of forget which one's first. Full Z plus stats, and obviously we got to talk about the shiny version because the shiny versions are actually really cool. But anyways, before we start, here's a quick shout out to my members. Also, join the Discord. We play anime Vanguards a lot over there, and I think you'll enjoy yourself. So come join. All right, let's check him out. Okay, so a couple of things. First of all, I have recovered from being sick. My voice still just took a toll. Second of all, because we are talking about Virgil, I am 100% listening to Bury the Light right now, and nobody can stop me. So, Virgil, he costs 1,027 yen, which is the exact same amount as what Dante has. Same thing with the placements. He has a placement cap of 3, and he also starts off as Splash AoE, which I think is the same as Dante. I could be wrong, but that's where the correlations basically stop. So we're gonna come over here. No, I usually come over here, I think. I don't know. I'm inconsistent with my placements across showcases, which is hilarious. So on placement, he does 1.53k damage. He has a 2.7 second SPA, and he has 20 studs of range. And I'm gonna go ahead and take the liberty of pulling him over here because I think he is exactly like Dante with his passives, and it is going to be a pain in the booty cheeks if I try talking about him. Those passives: you shall die when attacking a stunned, frozen, or time-stopped enemy. The attack has a 100% chance of immediately following up with move 1. This attack can be immediately followed up again by move 1, with each repeating occurrence reducing the chance by 15%. So basically, he could combo the heck out of some enemies, which is really cool. There's a passive on upgrade 5, and it looks like it is Doppelganger, but we'll have to get to upgrade 5 before we can talk about that. Upgrade 1, he goes from 1.53k damage to 1.92k damage. His SPA stays the same at 2.7 seconds, but his range increases to 21.1 studs. And this upgrade costs 1,500 yen. Upgrade 2, he goes from 1.92k damage to 2.39k damage. His SPA stays the same at 2.7 seconds, but his range increases to 22.2 studs. This upgrade costs 2,700 yen. Upgrade 3, he goes from 2.39k damage to 2.75k damage. His SPA stays the same at 2.7 seconds, but his range increases to 23.3 studs. This upgrade costs 3,900 yen. Upgrade 4, he goes from 2.75k damage to 3.11k damage. His SPA stays the same again at 2.7 seconds, but his range increases to 24.4 studs. And multi-slash, and upgrade 5 is where he gains his first ability, or his attack change, I guess is what I call it. Upgrade 5, he goes from 3.11k damage to 5.75k damage. His SPA jumps up a little bit to 4.5 seconds, but his range increases to 27.8 studs. This upgrade costs 5,700 yen, and he gains the ability multi-slash. And this takes his AoE from Splash AoE or Circle AoE to a very big Splash Circle AoE. He gains a DT bar, just like Dante. It's really cool. So let's talk about that next passive. Doppelganger, I can English, I promise. Doppelganger gains DT gauge. When DT gauge is full, transforms for 30 seconds. It gains plus 50% damage and plus 20% range and gains access to Doppelganger. Doppelganger, when this unit attacks, spawns in a clone who repeats the same attack this unit does. Okay, so he's like Gogeta's passive. It's really cool when it's activating. Well, there it is. This is a Doppelganger right here. And he's full AoE. Check that out, dude. Yeah, that's actually really sick, though. All right, this is really hard to look at, though. Virgil, please. Virgil, please. Oh, my gosh. It's everywhere. Upgrade 6, he goes from 5.75k damage to 6.22k damage. His SPA stays the same at 4.5 seconds, but his range increases to 30 studs. And this upgrade costs 7,200 yen. Oh, he's about to activate it again. All right, that's fine. Upgrade 7, he goes from 6.22k damage to 7.66k damage. His SPA stays the same at 4.5 seconds, but his range increases to, what was that, 32 studs? Thank you, Virgil, for changing again. You know, I'm gonna just pull another one over here. Anyways, upgrade 7, he goes from 6.22k damage to 7.66k damage. His SPA stays the same at 4.5 seconds, but his range increased to 32.2 studs. Upgrade 8, he goes from 7.66k damage to 9.58k damage. His SPA stays the same at 4.5 seconds, but his range increases to 34.4 studs. And this upgrade costs 10,000 yen. And just like Dante, this is a very cheap unit, both in upgrades and in placement, that can do a lot of damage. Monarch's definitely going to be the best trait for this guy. But anyways, upgrade 9, he goes from 9.58k damage to 16.76k damage. His SPA does jump up to 7.2 seconds, but its range increases to 36.7 7 studs. This upgrade costs 11,200 yen, and he gains the ability Judgment Slice End. And he goes from Splash, Circle AoE, Cone AoE. Oh, look at that. Upgrade 10, he goes from 16.76k damage to 18.67k damage. His SPA stays the same at 7.2 seconds, but his range increases to 38.9 studs. And this upgrade costs 12.5k. Upgrade 11, he goes from 18.67k damage to 21.07k damage. His SPA stays the same at 7.2 seconds, but his range increases to 44.4 studs. And his upgrade costs 13.9k yen. Let me come back over here so you guys can kind of see the attacks, even though this screen break effect is kind of annoying. His final upgrade is upgrade 12, and he goes from 21.07k damage to 21.55k damage. His SPA stays the same at 7.2 seconds, but his range increases to 50 studs. And this upgrade costs 15,000 yen. And that is Vergil completely maxed. 32.32k damage, 60 studs of range. He goes full AoE. Holy man. And it seems like he places it at the very end of where he attacks at, which is really cool. So with both of these combined, dude, that's a lot of range. A lot of ground is covering there. So his damage did drop down a little bit after a few seconds, down to 32.32k, but that's still really good. Hey, I just want to jump in here real quick and say that if you're enjoying the video, then make sure to not only like it, but also subscribe for more. Currently, I've got a bunch of Anime Vanguards videos planned, and you're not going to want to miss any of them. So make sure to like the video, get subscribed, so you don't miss out on anything coming here soon on the channel. Thank you, boys. All right, back to the video. All right, let's check him out with the Haruka Rin buff. I bet you this is going to be a little bit more entertaining. With max damage, 25.43k damage. I'm going to set him to last because this is a really good opportunity for that. 36.2k damage. That's pretty cool. Okay, so he places it like further down the line. So that's interesting. 36.2k damage. So in total, that's 72.4k damage in total every 7.2 seconds. His DPS goes up to 10k, roughly about 400k damage in range, which is really cool. So yeah, Defo's strong. All right, is Vergil good? Yeah, he's pretty good. According to the Anime Vanguard's wiki tier list, he is in the meta tier. So he's definitely really good, but there are some slightly better units. I still would recommend getting him, however, since he is a really strong spark unit. So in the battle pass, which you can get that for free, go for him. He's really good. By the way, if you haven't checked out my Dante unit showcase video yet, then make sure to go watch it by clicking on it right here. He is one of the strongest units in the game, and if you do not have him yet, you absolutely need to get him. So go learn about him. Dismissed?